So
then
to
the
that
next,
point,
yes,
how are you asking them to give you testimonials?
I wasn't asking nice way. I was just saying, please give me a testimonial. So you see, that's what it gives you as result. And so now I actually have a more like a format for them to follow. So I'm
Okay. I
just
mean, you don't even have to, you don't necessarily have to give them, I mean, before I go into that, what's the format? What do you have? Let's hear it first.
Let me just put it up. So it's more about them saying how exactly we help them, right? In what way we help them, what was important to them, and how the result was, how they felt about the result. I just wanted them to be a little bit more specific than they were nice, you know, or they're good people to work with.
I totally agree with you. And I see where you're trying to go with the questions, but I'm gonna pick on my boy Jordan just because he's got that ugly, disgusting shirt on.
It's cold here today, man. It's freaking cold here again.
I know. I talked to my son. He's all pissed. But if Jordan and I are talking, right, and Jordan's like, dude, we just closed a shit ton of houses the last couple of days, which they did. Congrats, by the way. You know, we just locked up all this stuff, and you know, it's insane how many leads were coming through our website, and all these people were talking about our website. I don't even know if that's the case, but let's say that's what he said, right? And I want him to give me a testimonial on that. Instead of just saying, hey, Jordan, I'd love for you to give us a little testimonial on that, or hey, Jordan, I'd love for you to give me a testimonial on what you love about us. Just ask the point blank question. I know what he got the results from. Jordan, I'd love for you to talk about how the website helped you get those leads. So Mickey, on your side, if you just got done helping a seller, or you just got done doing something with a lender, you just paid back a lender, right? They just made a bunch of money with you. Let's say Jordan was your lender. You just paid him back. You can say, hey, Jordan, be great if you gave us a testimonial on, you know, working with Aisa and I. Or you could say, hey, Jordan, I'd love for you to give a little bit of a testimonial on how you felt lending the money and how you felt when you got the return back. Or Jordan, I'd love for you to give me a testimonial on how you felt doing this deal with us or doing this investment versus some other investments that you've done in the past.
It's like how you frame the question. It's more of how you frame the question, not.
Yeah, you know what you want them to say, right? Yes, we want natural testimonials, or we want natural reviews, but we also, as the business owner, we want to make sure that we're guiding that piece. You know, if Jordan's raving like crazy to me constantly about my service X, right? Then I'm just going to come out and ask him, hey, Jordan, I'd love for you to talk about X service.
Okay,
because
so
I want
I'll be
that piece, right?
yes. So I'll be asking my seller then to give me a testimony about how he felt about selling the property to us.
Yeah, how he felt, that's okay. What was the scenario?
About the process.
What was the whole scenario when you guys were working with the individual? What was going on? What did you help them do?
See, we help buying the property and mainly allowing the person to settle their life first, waiting for them, you know, to have surgery or whatever that needed to be done. So we were okay waiting. We weren't in a hurry to buy. And it was COVID time. So for them, it also meant like no extra visitor coming into the house. So it was safer and dealing directly with Aisa and I and not having any other people in between.
So I would point blank about all of that right there. I don't know what their seller is, or what their seller name is, but hey, Mr. or Mrs. Seller, I'd love for you to give me a testimonial. Would you be open to that? Yeah, Mickey, no problem. I would love to do that for you. Awesome. I'd love for you to actually speak a little bit in that testimonial about how nice it was during the fact that it was COVID time, and you had certain things that you had to do, and we were willing to wait through that. I'd like for you to actually say some of that type of stuff in there,
Okay.
if you wouldn't mind.
Perfect.
Because a lot of times they're willing to give the testimonial, they're willing to give the review, they just don't know what to
say.
What to say.
Yeah. Okay.
And we don't have to keep it a secret. It's okay to say, hey, Lorraine, I'd love for you to say just how badass I am. I've done that actually to Lorraine. We've been on calls. She said something and I've told her, I'd love for you to record yourself saying just that and send it to me. Not that she recorded saying I was that badass. But I have not done that to you, Lorraine, where it's, hey, I want you to record what you just said right there. I'd love for you to do that if you wouldn't mind.
And also, Shawn, as I'm creating the content to shooting the video, the welcoming of that landing page, I kept thinking how, when someone lands on the page, it needs to be about what's in it for them, right? So it's not about us. It's what's in it for them. And it's about their story first. So yeah, I still have to come up with a content that it's really just targeted toward my avatar.
Totally.
Do you have any landing page that you may suggest that people have done in the group?
For what exactly?
For like a targeted avatar.
Sal, did we get your guys' done yet or no? Your probate one?
I don't believe we have it ready yet.
Kim, you're on.
Because I'm just wondering, like, Sal, would you be saying, welcoming them and actually tapping into their pain point, or saying that, you've been into those shoes, you understand this journey?
Yeah, that's kind of what we would say. We just tried to do a couple of videos this morning and we blew it. So we have to kind of revamp it. We have our scripts, and the scripts basically say, we've been in your shoes before. We understand this is difficult. We understand the housing situation is tough. When you're ready, we're here to help you. And here's how we can help you.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that answers your question, but I think
it does. It does. It's just the way it lands on me, right? Like when I get into a landing page, sometimes I'm really turned off by how people say things, and I can tell that it's not true. Like I'll be like, do you really understand what I'm going through? Right?
So here's something for you. Here's something for you to think about. One of the scripts that we have for inherited properties that we're going to try to use is say, when you're thinking of your house, are you saying these words? Frustrated,
okay,
irritated,
I like that.
No help coming, I'm blocked. Yeah. If you're saying those things, we may be able to help you. That gets into the pain parts that they're feeling, and that gets to the heart as opposed to the brain. And usually the heart is what gets everything going.
Perfect. I like that.
So, here's an example. This is one of Kim's, but there are some things that can be cleaned up on this. Okay. So don't take this like, hey, follow this exact template and it's 100% perfect.
I'm going to go check it out.
It's got a lot of the good components.
Yes.
To it, right? Obviously, this one is for landlords.
Which is what I'm doing.
Right. Video. And if we actually.
Are you a tired landlord? Have you been affected by the eviction moratorium and are just tired of dealing with
So you can tell the
non-paying
video's talking to specifics there. Being affected, it's kind of what Sal just said right there. Hey, are you in the process of trying to sell and you are saying things like this, 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 and this? Kim's kind of saying that right there, right? Have you been affected by the moratorium? Have you been affected by this? Are you tired of dealing with the midnight phone calls of furnaces blowing out in the middle of Chicago winters? Speaking to the pain. Got a little bit of their process in here. All right, a lot of content. This page was really written to push on the content side. This is why I said there's some room for improvement. Could there be another section in here where there's FAQs? Absolutely. Could there be other videos, right? Where it's like, hey, here's the general video, and as they come down, could there be another video here talking about something else? Could there be more of a step-by-step process with some videos of each step throughout there? Yes. Right. So I said there's room for improvement, or there's room to do things differently. But everything on this page is focused around landlords that are frustrated,
Yes.
right?
Okay.
So that's an example of one.
You know, when you do those kinds of things like Shawn was talking about, Mickey, the client's going to say, yeah, that's me.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yes.
thinking. And there's the emotional connection
Yes.
that will get them to keep going on. And we used to do that with the customers, in the medical field. And we'd walk in talking about the symptoms that patients feel. And they say, when they're feeling the numbness on the side of their head, they can't hear, they can't see on one side. They're complaining of the pain all across the frontal lobe. So, when you hear this, doctor, this is a patient with a migraine. This is what you have to do. And they nod their head and sit there. So it's kind of getting them to start doing this. Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, perfect then. I might just do like him for, efficiency, being time efficient here. Okay. Thank you, Saul. Thank you, Shawn.
Absolutely. Anybody else have any quick questions before I kind of throw something out to get our conversation going here? No? All right. With that, I'm going to throw a question out because some of you have gotten this question that are on the call right now. Actually, two of you. Sal, I actually asked Chris. I'm sure he may have mentioned it to you. I asked him this question. And Kim, you still haven't given me the full answer. So John May was another one I asked, and a couple others. This question is twofold. First part is Roger and I are actually working on, for those of you that are accelerator dominators, I really want you to think about this question. For everybody else, I still want you to think about it, but our accelerator dominators, we're working on something from a reporting standpoint that spurred this question the other day, and I just reached out to a couple of you guys really quick, and made me want to bring it up on a call because I was actually pretty shocked with the answers that we were getting. And the question is this. Think about it after I give you the question, and I just want you to put your answer in the chat box. If today was the very first day of a month, and over the course of the next 30 days, you received 100 leads. 100 people either picked up a phone and called you for some reason, went to your website, filled out a form, filled out the chat bot, you were talking to somebody, and they started to open discussion. Over a 30-day window, 100 people were basically entry level, get the journey going here, leads. How many of those 100 would turn into deals based on a current conversion rate that you have right now? Meaning, how many of the 100 would you typically make happen as an actual deal? I'll give it a few minutes, let you guys throw those in the chat. So again, you have 100 leads. Lorraine, you got 100 people that say, hey, I'm interested in buying notes. How many turn into deals? Mickey, Aisa, you have 100 people that say, I'm interested in selling my house. How many do you actually make happen?
I said 25%, Aisa.
So here's what I have so far in there. I'm just going to read through them and then we'll talk a little bit about this. Sal said 10%. Bob, 1 to 3, so about a 1 to 3%. Kim, 2, so 2%. Mickey saying 25%. Victor, 1 to 2%. Lorraine, about 5%. Jordan says about 8%. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I know my numbers really well, that's a pretty solid number. 1 being I don't know my numbers at all. Throw it in the chat. Where do you fall on a spectrum of 1 to 10? 10 being I know it all. I know those are my numbers. 1 is I'm just taking a wild ass guess. Okay, we got some honesty coming out here. Bob said 1. He took a just whatever the hell I want to type. Sal, about a 7 out of 10. Feeling pretty comfortable there. Jordan, about 9 out of 10. That's pretty solid. Victor's kind of hanging in the middle. Mickey, kind of in the middle. Kim, kind of in the middle of that there. So I'm going to start with Jordan because you threw a 9 out on that. So back to the original answer for Jordan. Where are you at in here?
Like 8%.
About 8%. So you're saying, and you're pretty solid, you're feeling pretty comfortable with this, that if you had about 100 leads, you'd make about 8 deals happen. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Where are you basing that from?
Basing that off of our board over here. I mean, and we use, Jacob likes to write things out. I like to use digital. So our board in Lead Vault is pretty clear, and we move them from, when they're coming in as a lead all the way through the process, if we bought it or if we lost it. So stacking them in those buckets, we can see what we're winning and what we're losing. And then I can look over here at this whiteboard too and kind of get a pretty good feel for what's coming in. And we don't really get 100 leads is a lot. I think we'll probably get closer to, over the last, since we started Lead Vault, probably 50 solid leads that we actually approach. How many of them did we close? About 16, about 16 of them. So, or wait a minute, I'm backwards on that. Maybe 4 of them. Now I'm thinking my percentage is wrong. I had 50 in my head. I'm thinking it's probably actually closer to 16 to 20% now.
So let's since you have real numbers, since you're actually tracking, anybody else track numbers like this? Victor, I saw your hand a little bit. So Jordan, you're saying, let's just go over like the last 30 days.
Okay.
How many leads have you gotten in the last 30 days? No matter where those leads came from, just leads. How many leads have you had in the last 30 days?
We'll pull this up real quick. We have about 15 solid ones that we actually went for. Now there's some other ones in there too. Like you want the ones that we don't pursue at all because they're not in our area or they're not our,
leads a lead.
Style of view.
Right. Leads a lead.
Okay.
Through our process, we either disqualify the lead,
right,
qualify the lead, close on that lead.
In 30 days, I'd say about 18 leads.
So 18. So we're just going to bump it to 20 for some simple math. And in the last 30 days of those leads, how many of them have turned into deals?
Closed 5 of them.
5?
Yep.
So he's running at about a 1 in 5 rate, right? We bumped it to 20 for some easy math. He's like 1 in 4 point something. So we'll just call it 1 in 5. Close rate. So it's about a 20, somewhere between about an 18 and 20% close rate. So if he had 100 leads, he should be looking at somewhere between about 18 to 20 deals, right?
And that's over 30 days. We've had a hot 30, 60 days. If we did it over a 3 to 6 month, it would average down, closer to 10 to 15%,
So we take it on the conservative end, 100 leads, you should be looking at 10 to 15 deals, right?
Right.
Why is this important?
I mean, knowing your numbers is important in general, but for us too, it's, how much money, potential dollars are coming in, how many dollars to go find, we have to raise all of our money.
Yeah, there's that side. If we start bringing a couple more numbers into this equation, we can start to think, but just this front part. For every 100 leads, you do about 10 to 15 deals. Why is that important right there?
Because that shows you how many leads you need to bring in to get to a certain number. The number that you're shooting for.
Right.
Bingo. There's that element to it, right? How many of you guys have a deal goal for either the year, the quarter, the month, these type of things? Sal, I know you do, because we've had a lot of time talking with you and Chris. Jordan, I think your deal goal is just however many you can freaking get.
Yeah, we did actually put numbers to it this year, which was the first time we've ever done it. So it was 40 rentals, 20 wholesale, and 5 flips.
And where are you currently sitting?
The rentals, we're going to absolutely crush that. The wholesales, and we're not just a general wholesale either. Like we'll double close. We double close most of the time, actually. So we're probably at 10 on that. So we're halfway through. And then flips, that's always our struggle area, because we don't do too many. Well, we flipped on. We're probably at 2 or 3 there. So yeah, we're close, and we're only 4 months in. We probably shot a little low there.
Okay. Anybody, any questions on this part? Are we all kind of tracking this element right here, right? Now let's really take it to the next level on why just these 2 simple numbers. For every 100 leads, what's my closing percentage? Why is that important? Jordan, of the 10 to 15 out of that 100, right? Or just in this last 20 days of the 5, how many of those are a result of the digital marketing that you're spending money on with REI Toolbox and TRC?
The only ones that weren't in the last 20 days, you said?
Yeah, let's just take this last 30 days, the 5 deals. How many of those, or even look at a 3 to 6 month window? In that 3 to 6 month window, how many of the deals that you've done are a direct result of basically your website?
Yeah, that's easier for me to do than the last 20 to 30 days, but only 2 of them were not a part of them coming to our website.
And that's in the last
probably 6 months.
Okay.
The 2 on Orchard, we posted them off the MLS. Somebody came to Jacob's work and wanted to sell those to them. And then the one I just posted in the group too, that 16 units came from a landlord that we've been poking at for years. Everything else comes through our website. In
this 120-day window, in this 6 month window, total, give me the number. How many of them were from the website?
90% of them, 95% of them. The actual number, I'll have to go over here and count. It's too small for me. 18 out of the, we'll say 18 out of the 20.
18.
So
So
90%.
18 deals in the last 6 months through his website, right?
Website or like general online. So some of them will come through Facebook and we'll get the text message that comes through Lead Vault, you know.
Right.
I'm including Lead Vault in that whole.
Okay, so you guys spend 197 plus 97. That's Lead Vault and foundations. It's $294 a month times 6 months. It's a $1,764 marketing investment. These 18 deals, are these all rentals?
No, you've got a couple flips and a lot of wholesales in there.
Average profit per deal. Kind of blend it all. I know your flips are going to be higher, your wholesales are going to be a little lower.
No, you're asking the wrong guy because I've got all these different arms of it. 15 to 20 grand is where we're going to be at our sweet spot.
Okay, so we're going to say 15 just to play conservative because I know you got some more wholesale probably to flip in there. So average is 15,000 per deal, right?
Yep.
He's done 18 deals in 6 months through the website. So 15,000 a deal times 18 deals, it's $270,000. In gross profit off of a $1,764 investment.
Now, some of those we're still in the sell process of, like, that's what we've closed, taken down ourselves, but
And will eventually
sell.
Yep.
Yes.
So that whole 270 isn't, and again, these are just ballpark numbers. We're not looking straight at P&Ls here. So everybody understand that. That 270 is not completely realized fully, right? But that's what's potentially sitting out there. Who knows how to figure out your return on investment
What
with
you
these
spent
two
versus
numbers?
what you spent versus what you made. What'd you say? $1,700?
1764. Times like a 476% return on investment.
We're on the low end of everything, like with the website, just because we're in a pretty non-competitive market. Everybody else's website sucks here, so I don't have to try very hard to, get leads to come through it. All I have to do is simply push everybody to the website and force them to use it, which that's what's changed everything for us. We force people to use it.
So 476% return, rough. As a business owner, is that an important number for me?
It is, yes.
There's like 3 or 4 magic numbers right here. First one being close rate. For every 100 leads, Jordan feels comfortable saying it's about a 10 to 15% close rate.
And it might be more than that. I tell you, there's not much that we just let go. I think I've let 1 or 2 slip away or kind of just turned it away because it wasn't right for us at the time. If we get Jacob in the room with the seller, it's usually close time.
I'm curious if you know this number, if we can figure this out from here. In the last 120 days, you're saying about 18 deals. How many leads to make that 18?
See, that's a Jacob question too, because his phone's the one that rings. He's not very good at recording it digitally. he'll write it in a notepad. He's not here right now, so I'm not sure.
I mean, if we run with a 10% close rate, that's
Yeah.
we could play the number at, okay, it's 180 leads, got you 18 deals, right? So you spent 1764 divided by 180, you're at a $9.80 a lead cost per lead, right? So he's at $9.80 cost per lead with these numbers. Somebody, we'll use Jordan's. Somebody throw out a number. How many deals a year are you trying to do?
Us?
Or Jordan, if you feel throw it out. How many deals a year? If you had to put a number out there, give me a number.
Right now, we're trying to do 65, which, like I said, we're 40. Our goal at the beginning when we did the little goal exercise was 40 rentals, 20 wholesale, and 4 flips. So 64 was the number we were shooting for, 64 deals.
Okay. So let's say it's the start of the year and Jordan's saying we've done these numbers. He's like, all right, I'm at $9.80 cost per lead. I want to do 64 deals this year. We take 64, multiply it by the $9.80 per lead, right? 64 deals times your $9.80, $627.
But then you got to divide that by your close rate.
Correct.
So you're getting 15 deals every 100 leads. So you'd have to multiply it by what, 15%?
Yeah, that number's off actually. 980.
Or divide it by.
$9.80 times 64 deals, $627 is basically where he needs to be at to make that. So originally, when we said he's at $1,764 and his return on investment is at 476%, he's actually below where he should be at.
I'm
Right,
coming up
because-
with something a little different though, because you still have to pay for 100 leads to get your 15 to hit your mark.
I'm just going off your cost per lead. Your cost per lead, given the numbers of 180 leads, gets you 18 deals.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Right, what it's costing you per lead. Sorry, that's cost per deal.
Per deal, per lead.
Not lead.
You gotta
Right.
divide it by whatever you. If we're closing 15% of them, then you divide it by 15%, and that comes out to $4,181. Is what you'll spend for that amount of leads that you need to get that many deals closed.
Yeah, 1764 divided by 180. That's your cost per lead. Yes. Did you do it already? The math?
Yeah, I came out with 4,181.
That's better. That's more accurate. 4,180, you said?
Yeah, 4,181.33 is what.
Yeah, we'll just call it 82.
If I'm closing 15%, if I'm closing 15 deals out of 100 every 100 leads, and that's what it would cost me to hit that 64 deals in a year.
So that's how we're quickly able to put a number to how much money do I need to be investing in the marketing to hit the goal. But it all starts with answering the very simple question up front.
How many leads
For
are
every
coming in?
10
How many are
deals,
closing?
for every 10 deals, how many do I log down? For every 100 leads that I get, how many do I log down? Right? We asked the easy formula, the easy math question for every 10, for every 100, because it's simple math at that point. But if you don't know that internally, you don't know how many you actually close. Like I can tell you right now, if you gave me 100 leads, 100 people that said, hey, Shawn, I'm a little interested in what you guys got going on at REI Toolbox, I close at about a 68 point something percent, call it 68% close rate. I mean, 68 out of every 100 people I talk to, we typically get them into one of our services. As a real estate individual, you got to kind of understand these basic numbers. For every 10 sellers you talk to, how many contracts do you write? Does this make sense?
Yeah, I'd like to actually break it. I'd like to get with Jacob and actually really, really break that down, because I said a 9, but that was me looking at my board, and now I'm thinking, damn, who knows how many people that guy's talked to?
Now, why this becomes real important is Jordan's basically saying, hey, every 10 to basically about 10 to 15% of deals we can close per 100, and I make about 15 grand on average. And again, these are just the numbers we're using for this call. They might be a little different once you really put some focus on this. So if month of April comes to an end and Jordan got 10 leads through his website, 10 leads through his website, and he closes at a 10% rate, somebody tell me how many deals he should have locked up for the month of April. 1, which means as April comes to an end, he should be able to look back and say, I made how much in the month of April? Average.
The 15 grand that
15 grand. So if April comes to an end and you're looking back going, we didn't get a single deal, but we had 10 leads, we didn't make any money. Is it a lead problem or is it a conversion problem? Is it my marketing that I need to work on, or is it my acquisition process that I need to put some focus into? All right, what if he got 50 leads for the month of April? How many deals should he have done?
5.
5, and he did 3. Is it a marketing problem? Or is it my acquisition process? Maybe my sales skills, maybe the way that we negotiated, maybe the way that we put some proposals out, right? Was it our offer? We can start to better pinpoint where's the problem. Where's my gap? Now, over the last 6 months, things have been rolling pretty well, right? Lead flow's been coming through. My marketing investments bringing me returns. What if April comes to an end and he doesn't have any leads? What if May comes? What if April comes and he's got like a really small amount of leads? May suddenly shows up and ends and there's like no leads. Now where's the problem?
Your marketing.
Something in marketing's going wrong. Messaging's off. Visibility's off, right? Traffic must be down. Something on that front needs to change.
I think that's where we probably struggled in the past, is we'll get overwhelmed with what we've got going on, and then we kind of stop doing the Facebook things and what this, that, and the other. But now, since our wheel is turning, the website, it really never does turn off. They just keep coming in, you know?
Totally. I mean, it's a big flywheel, right?
Yeah.
We talk about this all the time. Once you get that flywheel rolling, keep it rolling. That the hardest part is getting it rolling. Knowing what you guys know on these numbers, he said 65 deals was his goal, which means he needs to do 5.4 deals a month. We'll just call it 6 for easy math. Basically 6 deals a month. Bob, if he's going to do 6 deals a month based on the numbers that you know, How many leads does he need to generate?
$230 or something like that.
Not quite. He wants to do 6 deals a month. He closes at a 10% close rate. How many deals a month, or how many leads a month does he need to generate?
60.
60.
60. So you see how just on this one concept of understanding what's my close percentage, we can start to figure out other components and really start to pinpoint where do we need to focus? Where do we need to make some adjustments? Because what if he had 80 leads? He needs to do 6 deals, 80 leads, and he did 4 this month. Did he generate enough leads? Yeah, he had 80 leads. He only needed 60 based on numbers to get his 6. So he had enough leads, so something else went wrong. But he's saying, hey guys, I want to do 65 deals a year. I need to get 6 basically a month. I need about 60 leads a month. And currently right now, I'm only generating about 20 leads a month. Well, is he ever going to hit his goal? Chances are probably no. He needs 60 leads a month. He's only generating 20 leads a month. It's going to be really hard to get to that. It's making sense? We're all sticking with this here? Anybody got questions, thoughts, comments?
Who's got a spreadsheet built out for this?
This is actually what we're building on for the Accelerator Dominator package, where we're going to be able to show your numbers. Because we're able to track from the website side, the investment on what you're doing on that end, phone calls, form fill outs, form submissions.
I've got like a KPI tracker from way back Fortune Builders, and we just suck at updating it. We need Lead Vault to do it for us. And I drag it into my little bucket and drop it, and it just does the whole thing for me.
Anybody got questions, comments, thoughts?
Important numbers for business owners.
Not just business owners. This is marketing. This is the marketing department. This is our marketing and sales department, really. These are the numbers that dictate, are we moving in the right direction?
Yeah, this would have been good to have long ago for us. I mean, the tracking part of it has been, we haven't really looked at that very much until now because we have so much volume, and now we really need to know. But if we would have started out in the beginning tracking these kind of numbers, like when we did the mail campaign, we had so many leads coming in, our conversion rate was shit. You know, we never even, I think we were sending out like 1,500 postcards a month, but converting maybe 1, if that. But we weren't really looking at that back then. If we would have known that, we would have said, well, our conversion rate sucks and we need to do something different there. Follow up, getting on the phone with the seller, you know. Mm-hmm. Now we've got a little bit of an idea, but still yet, I said I was 9 confidence that I was probably blowing smoke on that one too. If Jacob was here, he probably could have answered that a lot better than me because he knows how many times the phone's ringing. And if he had a way to track that, that would be beneficial for both of us, you know.
Now, Mickey, going back to your point earlier, based on our numbers right now, and I bet they're pretty accurate. I wouldn't say they're like completely off where this would be completely skewed. It'd be safe to say Jordan's had somewhere between a 300 to 400% return on investment in the last 6 months. So if I wanted Jordan to give me a testimonial on that, what do you think I would probably ask him to shoot a video talking about? What do you think, Mickey?
On how high the return is.
Totally. Hey, Jordan, I'd love it if you would take a second, grab your phone, do a quick little selfie video, and just quick little shout out. Like, over the last 6 months, we've been investing with REI Toolbox, and as a result of it, we've seen a 300 to 400% return on that investment through lead flow and deals that we've been making. What if I was going to use that as a marketing piece? Say I was going to go prospect to a bunch of people that are non-clients of ours. What do you think my subject line, pulling you guys into some marketing hat here for a second, what do you think a subject line of a message, or the header message, the header line would be?
How you can get 300% returns in your market.
Play
from
that
the
game.
marketing.
How long you been investing in real estate, Jordan? How many years you guys been at it?
2017. Actually, damn, our 4-year anniversary is like yesterday. 5-year anniversary.
Well, happy anniversary. 4-year or 5-year?
5-year. We made it 5 years. Holy shit. Can you believe that?
So how this 5-year real estate investor in a small state of West Virginia is getting 300 to 400% return on their marketing investment. Why would I play on the small state of West Virginia? Why would I play on the 5-year part?
I'd say the small state, due to not as much competition, and he's crushing it in the small state.
What do you think a big objection of real estate investors in small states, small towns are?
Can't do it here.
Can't
It's
do
too
it
small.
here.
Can't do it here.
It's
Heard that
too
one.
small. There's not enough. It works for Sal because he's in Houston. It works for Mickey and Aisa because they're in a big city, right? It works for Lorraine because she's in New York. That can't work for me here because it's a tiny little town with no deals.
I still have people tell me that I should go to Raleigh or Charlotte.
And your answer should be why? I'm getting 300 to 400% return on my marketing money here.
Christy did that to me last night. I was like, oh, beating a dead horse.
You guys
And I
like
gotta
this?
compete with all you guys instead of owning my own space.
I mean, if Jordan really wanted to, he can own the entire state of West Virginia.
Probably. I don't want to, though. There's some shit out there.
Thoughts, comments, questions? I encourage you guys to really try to dial deep, find your number, especially my my accelerator dominators. Really, those ones that are coming out here in May, you better know it by the time you get here May 10th. Anybody got anything? If not, we will wrap it up. Okay. Reminder, tomorrow is Lead Vault and